In 1937, the Nazis started to make life difficult for Jewish firms in Nuremberg, so my boss relocated his business along with key personnel to Berlin. My brother and I retained our positions and moved with him. I lived in a Jewish students' home, boys on the ground floor and we girls on the second floor. We got to eat together in the dining room, and for the first time in my life, I could flirt with boys. I was thrilled, as you can imagine. I fell in love with Max Alexander, an engineering student at a technical university, and soon we were engaged to be married. I was 21 and happy, despite the mounting political pressures. The Nazis had full control of our lives, and we weren't allowed to go to movies, go dancing, or even have parties at home without a special permit. In October 1938, I took a vacation to visit my parents in Rothenberg. The first Saturday night, around 9 p.m., a number of SS men came to our house and took my father to jail, along with all the other Jewish men. They beat them up, some more than others. My mother and I were scared, but we didn't have much time to worry because a short time later, they came for us. They took us, as we were, in old lounging clothes, to our small synagogue. All night we sat in the synagogue. The Nazis in another room called us one by one and questioned us. They knew all about us and were aware that I had applied for a visa to the U.S. and that I had a sponsor in New York. The whole exercise was led by Julius Streicher, who wanted my hometown of Rothenburg to be the first German city to be Judenfrei. Early the next morning, they took us, as we were, in our now dirty clothes, to the railroad station and told us to leave and never come back. They brought the men from jail, battered and bloody, and loaded us on the train. We went to Ansbach, a small town about an hour's ride, and dropped in on my father's cousin's family. They took us in and gave us fresh clothes. The next day, we were informed that we were allowed back in Rothenburg for one day to pack up personal belongings. No sooner were we in our house than a friendly neighbor, in great danger to herself, sneaked in the back garden gate to warn us the Nazis were rounding up the returned Jews for deportation to concentration camp. We left in a hurry by the back door and reached the railroad station by little back roads. We managed to get on a train that was just leaving for Ansbach. By this time, my parents were broken in mind and spirit, but our journey was far from over.